Hot news that you should know of the day, May 26, 2022. Have a nice day. Today is May 26, 2022. Today, we have very hot news to share with everyone. First breaking news. Latest news about the shooting at Uvalde Elementary School, Texas, USA. The second hottest news, EU freezes more than 24 billion USD of Russian banks. Third breaking news, life turned upside down in Russia after 3 months of war in Ukraine. Here are the details. First breaking news. Latest news about the shooting at Uvalde Elementary School, Texas, USA. Police in the Dallas suburb of Richardson found a pistol and a replica AR-15 in a teenager's car parked outside a high school Wednesday, a day after an 18-year-old shot and killed 19 students and 2 teachers at Uvalde Elementary School. General information said that the teen in Richardson, Texas, was arrested and charged with unlawful carrying of weapons in a weapon-free school zone. The teen, who has not been identified, was arrested and charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon on an unarmed school property, according to the Richardson Police Department. This is clearly a felony. Details said that while no weapons were found with a student, police said 2 guns including an AK-47 pistol and a replica AR-15 rifle was found in the car he was driving in the school parking lot. Another source says the gunman in Uvalde who holed up in a classroom at Uvalde Elementary School and fired indiscriminately, killing 21, also brought 2 guns with him to the school, a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 and a Daniel Defense DDM4V7. The second hottest news, EU freezes more than 24 billion USD of Russian banks. EU officials announced that the Union has frozen more than $24 billion in assets of the Russian central bank since Moscow launched its operation in Ukraine. Russia says that Western sanctions have resulted in the freezing of about $300 billion in central bank assets globally. European Union (EU) Justice Commissioner Didier Reynders said on May 25 that about €23 billion, $24.5 billion in assets of the Central Bank of Russia have been frozen by the Union since Moscow launched the operation. Military presence in Ukraine at the end of February, which accounted for only nearly 1/10 of the above-mentioned figures. This is the first time the EU has made this data public after collecting it from member states' governments. The EU's figure is much lower than that of the US, which is said to have frozen $100 billion of Russia's central bank. In addition, more accurate information is that according to Mr. Didier Reynders, the Justice Commissioner of the European Union (EU), said that the bloc has frozen assets worth about $24.5 billion USD of the Central Bank of Russia. According to Reuters, UK, the assets are much less than previous estimates that half of Russia's foreign exchange reserves worth about $300 billion USD have been frozen as part of the sanctions imposed by the US, EU and its allies. The West has condemned Russia's military campaign and imposed a series of sweeping sanctions on Moscow. Accordingly, thousands of Russian individuals have been targeted, many of their assets and money being confiscated or frozen by governments across Europe. Russia retaliated by imposing retaliatory sanctions. Third breaking news. Life turned upside down in Russia after 3 months of war in Ukraine. When President Vladimir Putin announced the opening of a special military operation in Ukraine on February 24, many Russians sensed that conflict was far away. But just a few days later, they began to feel the pressure as unprecedented Western sanctions continued to hit Moscow. 3 months later, many Russians are grappling with the effects of sanctions on their lives. Large shopping centers in Moscow are now deserted. A series of shops and restaurants have stopped working. While before that, they used to be rented by Western brands and welcome thousands of customers every day. Furniture firm IKEA, the epitome of affordable modern conveniences, has suspended all operations in Russia, causing tens of thousands of jobs to disappear. Large industrial groups such as oil and gas giants BP, Shell or car manufacturer Renault are still determined to leave, despite the huge investments they have poured into Russia. Shell estimates it will lose about $5 billion when it withdraws from Russia. McDonald's, a famous American fast food company operating in Russia since 1990, recently decided to completely withdraw from the country in response to the crisis in Ukraine. On the other hand, for Russians, traveling abroad has become much more difficult than in the past, when the 27 European Union (EU) member states, along with the US and Canada, have banned incoming flights and leave Russia. To travel from Moskva to the Estonian capital Tallinn, the Russians used to only take about 90 minutes by flight, but now the journey is extended to 12 hours, with a transit in Istanbul, Turkey. Even traveling indirectly through the internet or social networks is now a challenge. Russia in March announced a ban on Facebook and Instagram and blocked access to the websites of many foreign media outlets. However, experts say that the economic consequences of sanctions have not yet fully revealed in Russia. If the conflict continues, many companies may continue to withdraw from Russia. According to UEFR, companies that have suspended operations in Russia can resume business if a ceasefire or peace agreement is re-established in Ukraine. However, they think the door to this possibility is really narrow. Video to here is end. Thank you for your attention. If possible, please take a moment to subscribe, like, share to support this channel.